What's good? It's Ozman the Wizard.
And Naima.
This is not another damn podcast presented by our damn selves. 199, kid.
99.
Now we all one away from that 200, so we definitely gotta have some fun with number 200.
Yes, wow.
Keep you posted on that. Yeah.
200.
Mm-hmm. Never thought we would make it this far.
Right. Especially in like the climate that we're in, like, but we're still here. That's the important thing. We're still
doing it like this for a year. It don't even seem like
right.
We haven't been in the same room doing a podcast. This is the year, yeah. About a year ago at this time and shit, we started doing it like this. Originally, we had another software we were using that was kind of crappy. Then we started using this with the video, and then eventually I said, "Hey, we got video. Let's just upload. Let's upload them." I think we were recording with the video for like about 3 or 4 months before we started posting those to YouTube. Like, hey, because the thing that it records audio and videos, like, let's just use the video. We got it. Not, yeah. We have video. Yeah. Instead of saying video coming soon, like we have been saying all that time. So let's just use the video.
We got to put our faces with our voices. So
yeah. Before we go any further, I got to shout out the homie Sam Silk.
Yay.
Your brother Sam Silk. He officially opened his Sam Silk's Chicken and Fish right here in Chicago.
Really?
He got several of them in Cleveland. So the grand opening was this weekend. Shout out Lisa E for like putting me on that one. Yeah, so I checked it out. Pretty dope. Got to see some old friends there. Yeah, that I haven't seen in years. So pretty good.
Definitely want to check it out. South side, west side, where's that?
It's like 25th and Wabash, so that's
okay, like South Loop.
Yeah, South area. Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, like I definitely know that area well. I know South Loop well, so yeah, definitely gonna have to swing on through and get me a
grab me something. Definitely, got me an order. So I gotta support the homie. I know Sam since my KKC days. We know each other probably like 25 years at this point. Long time I've known that brother.
That's why when the fake Sam Silk give you a seat.
Yeah, that was funny. Like, fake Sam Silk would have came through. Yeah, I didn't see him there. Yeah, and that would have been hilarious handing out fake mixes and shit. Should have invited him and shit. Yeah, come on down to the grand opening. I'm gonna come to your grand opening. I ain't seen. I think I ended him. I haven't seen that dude since I put him out there.
But my thing is. Why did you think that was going to be okay?
Yeah,
why?
Yo, man, you want to buy my mix? You don't know. That's what you don't know. Who knows who? Shit like that.
You say you looked at him like.
I was like, I done known Sam a long time, and you ain't him.
Should have called him right there. Like, oh, hold on 1 second. Put my speakerphone. If you on the phone, then who is it? Who are you?
Yeah,
you should have done that. But
it's like saying he's been doing this because it's bigger than radio. Like I said, like, just like Jay-Z, he's a businessman, not a businessman. Like Sam, he's the man out in Cleveland, and he's opened up some of these chicken and fish restaurants out there. I guess he said it's time to bring it back to the home base. So
expand.
Got one here.
Like he could, it's like start Midwest, and who knows, like it could go nationwide, but start in your pocket, what you're familiar with in Midwest, because you know how we get down. Gotta have the mild sauce. Make sure you got the mild sauce. How we get down in Chicago. But happy for him, proud of him. Yeah, good job.
Well, I know where I want to start. I don't know where you want to start, but.
Well, the less said about where I went through earlier, the better.
We talk about Illinois getting that ass beat. Let's talk briefly about that. I'm not an NCAA guy, so I see you still. Surprised you didn't take that shirt off, but I'm
still wearing my shirt. That's right. I'm still wearing my Illinois shirt. I'm an alum, and I'm a proud alum. We got our asses handed to us today, but I'm still.
I didn't watch that, but I could see that ass whipping just from the Bleacher Report. Yeah.
Here's the thing. It was like Marcus was like, it was not a good matchup. He said Loyola should have never been ranked that low. He was like, Loyola should have been at least a 5 or 6 seed. He was like, that was just a bad matchup all around for Illinois, just the way it matched up.
See, a lot of people on my timeline have switched to Loyola. Yeah, Loyola all the way. A lot of them, they switched quickly after that shit. It was like a couple hours ago, it was like, Illinois, let's go. Now, like, Loyola, we riding all the way to the end.
Y'all fake.
A lot of people, my timeline switched time.
Fake asses. Like I said,
I didn't go there, so they just root.
Like I said, I went there, so.
So since, like, Illinois is gone, I said, fuck it, let's root for Loyola. A lot of people, my timeline switched sides and shit.
But, I'm still proud of my guys. I'm still proud of the Fighting Illini. I'm still proud of them. So, good season, fellas, good season.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to see where Io ends up in the league. I want to see where he ends up in the draft and where he would go. So I want to see what happens with that. Because I think that he's going to have a good career. I think he is. Yep.
Okay.
But where would you want to start?
Want to start with round 2. Well, let's go before round 2 of we'll start how we got here to round 2. I know we late on this because we'll talk briefly about the Grammys and what I want to talk about round 2.
Okay.
Because everybody was talking about Cardi and Meg's performance of WAP. And just that whole medley in general, Meg did her like body yada yada, and like she did all her hits. It was like a medley of theirs. But WAP is the one everybody's talking because it was the both of them on stage together and shit.
Yeah.
And the mainstream media has been going crazy. Like some saying it was simulated lesbian sex is like, and then the stripper pole like with the money shooting up. It's like where have society gone? And shit is just like.
Home Alone looked extra happy when they came out because he jumped. He was like, he was
a lot of FCC complaints and shit. Yeah.
Well, my thing is, it's like did Madonna and Britney and Christina kiss at the MTV Awards?
Tongue kissed on the stage.
They tongue kissed. When she sang like a virgin. Yeah, she sang like a virgin. They tongue kissed on stage. And Prince had his ass out at, what was it, the AMAs?
Well, I don't remember one of those.
When he turned around and his ass was out. We saw Prince's ass out.
But last year was a shit ton of complaints about Shakira and J-Lo at the Super Bowl that got some complaints, I remember.
And theirs was really tame. I was like, really? Like, first of all, these are like 40 plus 50-year-old women. Like, so I didn't see anything offensive about anything that they did. Mm-hmm. They were covered. Mm-hmm. The stuff, like, it looked like it was like her leg. Like, those are flesh-colored tights. Because, like I said, as a dancer, when they showed the close-up, it was like the sequin stuff. But that was, you could see it was flesh-colored tights that Jennifer had on. Mm-hmm. But, I didn't see what was so offensive.
People just are going to complain.
I didn't see what was so offensive.
And Cardi and Meg, it was edgy. And it's not the 1980s or even the 90s. It's like people complaining about being network TV, but who gives a fuck about network TV now? We got the internet. I was like, it's not like the 80s. Where everybody is watching the Cosby Show Thursday night at the same time. It's like, no, it's not where we at right now. Shit. It's like because people were talking about broadcasting that during primetime television. I'm like, is that even a thing anymore? Like prime television? Did you and your family sit around the TV watching the Grammys and shit? Probably not. And shit. No. Yes, it's not a thing anymore and shit. Yeah.
I didn't even see the performance until I watched it the next day on the internet when I saw everybody talking about it. And I was like, let me look it up. And
people act like it's the 80s, but like we all sit together and we gonna watch it. It's not how we do shit anymore now. The internet, you can watch that shit when you get ready and shit.
No, at that time, I said I was like preparing my kids for bedtime because by the time they came on, it was like later in the evening.
I saw a fake outrage. It's like, how many of y'all that complain and even watch this show? Like, I'm pretty sure most of you didn't even watch because the ratings were like super low. Like, most of y'all didn't even watch this show. Like the Nielsen ratings came in and like they weren't strong. It's like, so like you complaining about the primetime network television. Like, you didn't even watch this show. Like, what are you complaining?
Those few viewers that they had.
Yeah, watch this fucking show. Like, I watched it because I'm in radio,
right?
And I've been to the Grammys, so I usually watch the show every year, just so I have some shit to talk about on my show on the radio. Like, yeah, so I usually watch. Mm-hmm.
And it's like they simulated sex, and I'm like, they okay, like whatever.
I mean, that's where we at right now. It's it's just comical me. I get if it's not your cup of tea, but is stop acting like people had their families like sitting around watching the Grammys. Like,
oh my goodness.
We're like covering Junior's eyes and shit, like, because he saw a titty. It's like, that didn't happen. Yeah, fake outrage, like I said.
Fake outrage. So, what was round 2?
We're gonna segue into that round 2. But before we get to that, it's funny how everybody was talking about Cardi and Meg's WAP performance, but very few people were talking about Lil Baby when he did his bigger picture performance, where like, no, that's the song that basically where he used his platform to talk about the shit that happened last summer with the George protest and all of that stuff. Is like, because the song came out around last June, something like that. So he is basically addressing all the shit. He's like, yeah, okay, I have a platform, I have a name, so I'm gonna use my platform to bring awareness to that shit. And then his performance, I reflected that he had the cops on stage, like those simulated riot. He brought out Tamika Mallory and Killer Mike. We're gonna talk about that too. Yeah, we're gonna talk about all of it.
Look his performance up now. I gotta look it up now.
Baby, but nobody talked about that. Everybody talked about WAP is like, but nobody talked about Lil Baby's like his ultra woke performance. But that's just how we are. Like the negative shit, yeah. But the bringing awareness to the police brutality and all of that, like, yeah, let's ignore that. Yeah,
ignore that. Let's not pay attention to that.
But two chicks like stripping on stage, let's talk about that. That's it. But round 2, that's where I was at. You thought round 1 was dope, yeah. Cardi B versus Candace Owens, round 2. Yes. I love it. And this round might be even better. I'm going to call it right now. They need to go ahead and have a versus battle. Candace and Cardi. Y'all need to just go hook up with Timbaland and Swift. Y'all need to just do a versus because the shit is highly entertaining. I'm going to read some of the back and forth between these two. Because, of course, the day after the Grammys, I think it was right after it, Candace Owens, she was on Fox News with Tucker Carlson. Yeah, it was Monday, the day after the Grammys. And, the whole Dr. Seuss controversy, like, that kicked off a couple weeks back. Like, all that. And so Candace Owens went that direction. It's like that it's just sad in society that you can cancel Dr. Seuss, but you put Cardi B on a pedestal talking about her WAP. I'm gonna read it in the voice. You know me, I do the voices, yeah. We're seeing the destruction of American values, American principles. It's terrifying. I was like, yeah, my Candace Owens voice is terrible. But
great value, Gabrielle Union, that's what I call her.
Cardi B responds on Twitter like, yeah, we made Fox News. Candy putting us on Candy putting up performance on Fox News, giving me more views and boosted it on YouTube. It's counting towards my streams and sales. Like, I know that's even worse. Cardi's worse than my Candace Owens, but
you got the
yeah. Then Candace Owens tweeted back, I don't work for Fox News, nor do I take issue with you having success. I take issue with you being used to encourage young women to strip themselves to dignity. Men typically treat women how they treat themselves. You know that. It's like, yeah. So then she comes back, she says, I don't know why Candy's so bothered by WAP. I was just inspired by a former first lady and said she had some pics of Melania like stripping. So of course, like you got to bring Trump into this shit. You can't have a conversation on he's not even president, but Donald Trump somehow is like he still dominates the headlines, even a Cardi B Candace Owens beef. You got to get his ass in there somehow and shit. And then where'd it go next? It went like for like a couple of days. It was like back and forth. Like it might still be going on. It's like, yeah.
We know what Candace Owens, and all day I said she could come after me. I don't care. I'll make time for you, Candace. We can have a debate. You can't use the big words on me. I know what words mean, so you can't use that on me and try to out-talk me. That ain't gonna happen. But my thing about Candace Owens is we know this. She's a grifter. Sis is trying to promote herself. Okay, the conservatives lost. Theoretically, Democrats have control of everything. They have the presidency, they have the Senate, they have the House. Things are starting to pick up or whatever for them. So the Dems are in big control right now. So conservative Republicans, y'all are kind of like, going down some. So how else do I stay relevant? Because I need my money. I need my check. Sis just trying to get her check. And that's where it is.
She done found her own lane. Like she's even like, she's like kind of separate from the conservative. It's like it's the Candace Owens lane is where she's at now. It's like who else is going to have a back and forth with Cardi fucking B?
She's trying to keep her name out. Exactly. She's trying to keep her name out there and keep her name out there relevant because like she did have a life-changing event. She recently became a mother.
Mm-hmm.
And being a new mom, I've been a new mom before. So, I understand. Like if you do just take a little time off and then you lean back, you come back 9 months later, everything changed and nobody is even talking about you. So she's trying to keep herself relevant and trying to keep it like, yeah, I'm still here. I'm still here to shut down this negativity about these stereotypes about Black people. And I'm here to talk about this and that. So she's here to try to voice that and to keep her name current and everything. So sis is trying to get her check. I get it. But the whole Cardi B stuff, it's a hot mess. It's it's a hot ass mess. It is. And just watching them just go back and forth and it's like,
oh, you didn't need to do verses, man.
It's like, why? Like
the highest rated verses of all time. Come on.
No, it's like I'm not even. But Cardi is a person she's a person who Cardi is not like most celebrities. She's not gonna be like she's gonna continue to clap back. She's a person that
you're like
clap back
two
and
sides of the same coin and shit to me is
right.
Like how like what's funny about all of this is like on both sides, both fan bases are saying just ignore it. Like you helping her. Like, yeah. Like Cardi's fans are saying that you helping make her famous, and then on the conservative side saying the same thing. Just ignore her. Why are you even like responding to that? But both of them are going to talk their shit. It's like that's what's entertaining about the shit. They both
be happy being a new mom. Go that route. Talk about being a mom and everything. Go that route.
But highly entertaining.
Cardi, sit there and count your money because you still getting paid. You getting paid, girl. Count your money. So it's just pointless to me. Like the back and forth. Like I want
the last tweets from from 3 days ago, so it looks like it probably naturally died out. But yeah, the shit ran for about, like I said, 3 days ago. The Grammys was like a week ago, and this shit was still going on like 3 days ago. The back and forth
fire was still smoldering, basically.
Still going on like 3 days ago.
They're like, yeah, you this and that, and you this and that, and you this and that. It's like, come on, let's stop, ladies.
And while we're on the subject, let's shift gears a little bit right now and talk about, since we're talking about Cardi B, who we all know is married to Offset, who's one of the Migos with Quavo. Let's talk about Quavo. It looks like him and Sweet TR, no more.
Done. I saw that. Sweet
T. I'm about to get to their tweets now. I'm going to their Twitter because they had a little back and forth. Sweet T along with Quavo, which I'm gonna give my opinion on that. I don't know.
3 years, right? They were together like 3 years.
Yeah, they had a nice run. It's like, yeah.
Because he slid in her DM. That's what happened. Because this is how people date now. You slide in DMs now. That's how you date.
It's not ugly. He probably was watching her on TV. It's like, I'm gonna shoot my shot. Then slid into that DM.
Slid to the DM like, hey, girl.
Okay, she tweeted out, this came out, I'm single. I've endured too much betrayal and hurt behind the scenes for a false narrative to be circulating that degrades my character. Presents don't band-aid scars, and the love isn't real when the intimacy is given to other women. So obviously he cheated. So that's what
insinuated that he was unfaithful. Yeah.
I mostly checked out a long time ago and have walked away with a deep sense of peace and freedom. Excited for this new chapter of elevation. Pretty sure her DMs are popping right now after that. Cat saw that shit. So then Quavo responded, He said, I know you want to make this into a show, so I played my part in just this one time. I don't normally put my business out there, especially my personal life. I feel the need to address this so there are no false narratives. I had love for you, and I'm disappointed that you did all that. You are not the woman I thought you were. I wish you nothing but the best. So he kind of like put it back on her. But here's what because from the outside looking in, you can figure out what happened. It's Quavo, he's probably a bit of a ladies' man and shit. Don't have a problem pulling the honeys and shit, whatever. That's still say that pulling the honeys, but I'm saying they're pulling the honeys and shit.
And he got money.
And we all see and we see like the gifts that he lavished her. So like every time he would cheat, he probably would buy her something because like he was always showering her with shit. But eventually that gets old. I guess like you're a woman, I'm sure that would get old and shit after a while. It's like. Every time you fuck up, it's buy you another bag or buy you a car. A car is Negro.
Chicago car. Yeah, so
and she appeared on I forgot what podcast, and she talked about how he didn't say names and shit because they're talking about a guy that he put something in my Cash App. Was enough to buy some property or some shit like that. So obviously it was like big money. So that had to be a major fuck up there. It's like she appeared, and that's around the time when they unfollowed each other when she was on the podcast talking about being cheated on. She didn't say it was him, but we can figure out that she obviously was talking about him.
The Cash App to buy property.
Yeah, so that had to be a hell of how much money he put in that Cash App. It had to be 6 figures and shit like that. Had to be shit.
And you can't even get a 6-piece from Heroes from some of these guys.
That's a hell of a fuck up though. Yeah, if you like you had to get caught with your dick in somebody and shit like that. She had to walk in on you for you to pull.
You were caught in a threesome with two stripper chicks. That's like that type of cheating.
Put some property in somebody's fucking Cash App.
And there's a thing about that. It's like, like on surface, that's why it's so easy to be like, we always talk about like Instagram and Facebook and Twitter, whatever, like social media being a highlight reel of your life. Mm-hmm. So you show the highs, the extreme highs. And so
if you follow the two of them, you saw that all the time. It's like he was like always buying her shit. It's like, oh yeah, man, he like smitten with her. Like, but now you peel the layers back. Like, nah, he was fucking up. He was trying to make up for the.
And then on the extreme lows, this is what usually happens. Yes, me and so broke up. We respect that you respect our privacy right now. That's what you usually get for like when people break up. They always ask for their privacy to be respected. But when they're traveling, like we were in Bora Bora, we were in San Tropez, we were in Dubai, and you're showing all this flashy.
I gotta watch the episode. They did the little GQ show that Lauren London and Nip had done.
Oh, the 30 questions.
Travis and Kylie had done. They were on that. What's the name of it again?
30 questions.
Okay, I haven't watched the episode, but they were on that. I saw because I saw a clip. If I haven't watched, I said, okay, they did appear on that show, so I gotta watch that one.
We actually make 30 questions about you and see how well they answer. How well does your mate know?
I want to see how Quavo did. I would love to see that.
So, I mean, it's so easy. If you're like on a yacht, or if you got like rings, or cars, Birkin bags, Louis V bags. If you got all that, it's so easy for like us regular, because we're regular people, for us to be like, damn, that's hashtag goals. Like, I wish my man would give me this, and I wish my man would give me that. But a lot of like what's attached to it though? It could be cheating attached to it. It could be physical abuse attached to it. It could be mental abuse, emotional. It could be like all type of stuff tied to that. But all you're seeing is just that surface level. Now, if somebody honestly is just doing that because they're putting you on a pedestal and they are treating you like a queen and everything, and your relationship is great, then more power to you. Like you hit the jackpot for real. If you do have a positive relationship, you do have a loving mate, he's faithful to you, he loves you, he supports you, he, all that, then that's a wonderful thing. But if that's not what it is, and then you're selling this dream about like, like this is like, like ladies, like don't let these don't let these broke men come over here, ladies. This is what you need to get you one of these, and you're presenting that. So,
because like she did present that, yes, like that was a big thing when her Back to the Streets joint and my type and Tap In, like all she talks about guys and the whole controversy about the Back to the Streets one when she was like, yeah, if you ain't getting Burke and send him back to her, whatever she said, something like, you remember that?
People say I tend to agree with her. It's like we said, first of all, you have to be chosen to have a Birkin bag. Birkin is not a thing you can just walk up and just get it. As a regular person, you just can't walk up and get a Birkin.
Yeah, you can't just even people with money, like you can't just walk off the street and get Birkin. It's like it's exclusive. It's an exclusive club. You got to be invited before you. You got to be chosen first. Yeah.
They choose you.
You got to be chosen first and shit.
Like you gotta be like on Beyonce stats. It's just like if Beyonce's like, I want a Birkin, they would like bend over backwards to get her a Birkin because she's Beyonce. But us here, we ain't Beyonce, so yeah. But
how many ball players / rappers and singers and slid into that DM? I would love to like
actors.
I would love to see that. Surprised we heard from Kodak Black's ass. Like, he's like, how he gets down. Kodak probably is in there and shit. I'm sure. Surprised.
He just
fresh out of jail, man. Yeah, he's like, yeah. There you go.
Well, one person that's available that said that she's ready to like start the dating thing again or whatever is available. Stacey Dash is available, guys.
Hey, hey, and she's and from what you read between the lines, it looks like black guys, you got a shot now.
Black guys, yeah, it looks like she's
wasn't always like that, but brothers, you got a shot. Slide in that DM. Stacey Dash wants to come back to the cookout. It looks like.
Yeah. So that's the question now. Does Stacey Dash get invited back to the cookout? Is she allowed back? Because she said that she did an interview saying that she recognized the errors of her ways and said that during the time I heard Fox News, she was just angry. I was just filled with so much anger. And it was just, like that wasn't really me. And I just was in a rough time. And so are we inviting Stacey back to stuff? Are we going to be accepting her back?
According to my timeline, a lot of people are like, "That's a no." In my timeline, I don't know what.
I saw the Randy Jackson. It's gonna be a no for me, dog. I saw that a lot. The Randy, it's a no for me. Because my thing is, a lot of times, and how do I put this gently? Okay, I won't put it gently. A lot of people who feel like they can get ahead to like completely dismiss and leave their own people behind because they feel like on this other side of the fence, I have more opportunities. So I'm going to completely disassociate myself with even though you're my people, I'm going to completely disassociate myself and go over there. But here's the thing. If these people over here ever get tired of you, now where are you going to go? You've completely removed yourself from this side of who you actually are. You completely cut all ties. You burn bridges. And then you just thought that that grass was green. You thought that money was never going to fall.
I want to say you think white ice is colder.
Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Then you find out ice is ice and shit. So.
Mm-hmm. And then you stayed over there.
Mm-hmm.
And then I said they don't want anything to do with you. Mm-hmm. So now they kicked you to the curb, and now it's like, hey, I'm back. Hi guys. I'm here. It's like that.
Remember me from Mo Money? Damon Wayans.
Remember me? And it all falls down. I was in the video. It all falls down with Kanye.
Played Jason Pitt's girlfriend on The Game. You remember me, black people?
I did like her as Dion in Clueless because I like Clueless. Clueless was my movie. I love Clueless, even though I didn't like 30. But I did like Clueless. That was my movie.
Shout out Donald Faison.
Don't judge me for liking Clueless. That was my movie.
Donald Faison, I was probably the age I am now.
All of them was a tough 30. They were all about 30 years old in that movie. They were. But yeah, she tried to come back. So I mean, Stacey, hey, you made your bed. You may not be accepted back as it may be a tall hill for you to climb. I'm not saying that people won't ever accept you back, but you got to prove yourself to some people. Some people don't want to have anything to do with you.
Me personally, I cancel her for being a shitty actress, but that's shout out single ladies and shit.
Lisa Ray beat that ass. That happened. Lisa Ray.
She gave her some of that South Side and shit. That's what
it's a South Side.
Ray gave her a little bit of that South Side.
She beat that ass.
Hilarious.
Oh my God.
I'm funny you mentioned All Falls Down and shit.
Yeah.
You're talking about Chicago and South Side and Kanye. Kanye is officially a billionaire.
Times 6.
6 times, 6 billion.
Yeah.
I had the breakdown of Kanye's how he got to his billion. I'm gonna look for that 1 second.
They said that Kanye is now the richest black person in America. He's the richest black person now. Because like last year he did get to the $1 billion status last year, but now like with his new deals, like I said, that you're looking up right now, his new deals that he signed, now he's worth I think 6.6 billion with a B. So. And I posted an article, and I was like, the only thing that they have wrong with this is they said he was from the East Side. Kanye's not from the East Side. He's from over East on the South Side. Get it right. He's from South Shore. Get it right. It's not East. This is not the East Side. South Shore is not East Side.
Okay, I have I got some of the numbers now. Of course, lost the numbers, like I can't read today. That article sucks. I'll find a better one.
Because I know, like, obviously he has his Yeezy, which those sell out like.
Yeah. I said I've never seen a pair of Yeezys on the shelf. Like, I find Jordans on the shelf. Yeezys, you're not gonna find. It's like Yeezys. I've only ever seen them on the secondary market.
Secondary market, right? I'm not spending all that.
Never walked in a Foot Locker and saw a pair of Yeezys. You're not gonna see that. Like, yeah. Those go really quick. Could they saying Adidas is about between 3.2 and 4.7 billion. The Adidas deal. He has a deal with Gap. That's worth another $1.5 billion with Gap. And he just signed a 10-year partnership with Gap last year. His music catalog, 110 million. His personal cash and stuff is like 122 million. That's just his cash. So what he got in his pocket, 122. Yeah. His liquid assets, as they say. Yeah.
Can I get to $122? No, I ain't gonna say that. I'll be a funny.
I ain't gonna say it. I ain't gonna tell you the Osman's net worth. We keep.
I'm not gonna disclose my net worth.
No.
But to some people, 100, like I said, like some people don't even have $122. Real talk. I'm just saying. That's why I say it like that. Real talk, they don't. But wow, Kanye out here making moves, like business deals. And then people keep on there and be like, yeah, but, like Kim is going to get, like Kim is not getting half. She's not getting half. Shout
out our cousin who said that. They don't automatically get half. That's not how it works. They when rich people get married, there's all kinds of like paperwork involved and shit. Yeah.
I said, I'm sure they had an ironclad prenup. I said, because we heard Gold Digger, we want prenup. Yeah, because when she leaves, she will leave with half.
Yeah. He's talking about that before he even got married.
Exactly. It's like, so he would not have gotten married without, because he was a big star when they got married. It wasn't like he was like, where he was like a nobody and then he became a big star. Now, those type of relationships where that happens, where one person doesn't have any fame or whatever, and then later, how that happens. But
if everything is split down the middle, that would mean he's to be entitled to some of that Kardashian money. Yeah. To keep it up with the Kardashian brand. If you're going to go like that, it's like, it goes both ways, is what I'm saying. He should get half of the Kardashian empire then, like, if you want to play that. But what she'll probably get is, like, some property. They probably have a number agreed upon as far as what she gets, and then they have to end the child support. That's probably what
because they do have 4 children, so she is going to get child support.
And they might have agreed on an alimony number, possibly. I don't know if they agreed on that.
Possible spousal support,
a number, And
then properties,
because they do, especially the one in California. She He'll probably keep the Wyoming because he spends a lot of time there. I don't see her like. He'll probably keep that, but she probably get to California like the one they had. Calabasas, because they got their kids. His kids are there. Like that's she'll probably keep that here. So she gets some property, child support, maybe like some spousal support. I don't know. It's like
depending on what she has, like because when Kanye did start his business, his fashion company, when he did start that, he was like in a spot where he did have to file bankruptcy. I want to say like he was like a lot of his stuff was tied up, and what bankruptcy means is that it doesn't mean that you're broke. Like people like need to remove that. Like everybody who files bankruptcy isn't just dead broke. Everybody who does it is not. It
just means that your debt is more than your asset. So
right?
That's all that is.
So you'll file bankruptcy. Like if I'm worth $50 million, but my debt is $80 million, that's a $30 million deficit.
If you file bankruptcy, wipe out that $30 million deficit. That's why you do that.
That's what that means. So at the time, I remember when that was going on, when Kanye wanted to do his thing, because like he was trying to get Zuckerberg to invest in a company, and Zuckerberg didn't want to mess with him. And then Kim, I remember she did a tweet or whatever, and she was like, "Yeah, just transfer $48 million out of our joint account to my husband. What y'all doing?" You know, Kim basically was like just saying like how she was supporting her husband. Like basically, yeah, I support what my husband's doing. I support his vision. Basically, is what she was saying. So she may have like a small share in his company. She may have like some shares. She may have that. Like I said, but obviously, like I said, Kanye seems like he's a pretty smart businessman. Like he wouldn't just like, you know, put himself in a position where he would just be like totally screwed financially. I don't think he would, at least. I mean, if you don't protect your assets, you know, as a rich person, then yeah, it's like, you know, like what are you doing?
Where they do that at? And speaking of Kanye, shout out to Chicago's own XL Beats, like won the Grammy because of the Kanye album, the Jesus is King album. So
nice.
Shout out to good brother XL. Happy for them, yeah. So happy for the good brother XL. Where we going now? Because I know where I want to go.
She opened the Gospels. We could just laugh real quick. The Kirk Franklin, did you hear that?
Kirk Franklin cursing out his 33-year-old son.
Did you hear the recording though?
I heard portions of it.
I heard it, and my thing is like when Marcus played for me, I was like, he's 33 years old.
I heard portions of it.
That's a grown ass man. Like all day. That's a very grown man.
Forth, and he does tell him to shut the fuck up, and then Kurt goes even farther. He gets even more after that shit. Yeah.
But my thing is, it's like when people are trying to say like, oh, he's not, like, how you look like he's not a Christian because he lost his cool on his grown ass son. Like maybe his son was just trying to bait him. Like his son, like he seemed like he maybe been trying to bait him, and like the fact that you recorded this conversation.
Yeah, these are like
conversations.
Sure, they father and son, but it's two grown ass men that had an argument. That's all I looked at.
Exactly, that's what it was. Two grown men.
Two grown ass men that had an argument and shit, and what I didn't like was like, yeah, you did record and leak this shit. That's like some that's crossing the line. It's like when people argue, like I get it. Is like people like were upset about that. Is like talking back to your parents like 33 years old. So like he's two grown ass men right here.
These are grown ass men.
Yeah, so what I didn't like was that you leaked it. Like that was some foul ass shit there. Like.
Like, what did he think was going to happen? He thought that people were just going to turn their back on him. Like, what was the point? That's what, like, what was your intention with leaking?
Trying to embarrass Kurt. That's all.
What is your intention? Like, what's your end goal? Like, what was your end goal with that?
I think he was trying to embarrass him. That's what it was to me.
Make me want to say, stop. People's like, I'm still listening to my Kirk Franklin. My friends are like, I'm still listening.
Not like I was listening to a lot of Kirk Franklin.
My friends who are into Kirk, they were saying they're like, that's not going to change my opinion of him. Like
I don't give a fuck what he said, but I'm not going to say it. It's like I was listening to a lot of his shit before this. I know Stomp and maybe like 3 other songs. I can't say I know. Yes, that makes me a fucking sinner and shit.
That gospel music has gone too far. The memes are funny though when people had like the memes with Kurt Franklin cursing people out in the memes. That made me laugh. But yeah, two grown people, nothing to see here. Grown people, like I said, like him, the guy, like I said, he wasn't like okay, like when Alec Baldwin cursed out his daughter when he called her a rude little pig. She was like, what was she like, 12 or 13 or something? I know she was underage. She was a minor still.
Pretty fucking wild. That shit. Yeah.
She was a minor. She was still a minor, but this you 30 some years old. Like you're a grown man. Ain't nobody trying to like, oh, how dare he curse him out? Nobody's going to feel sympathy for you like that. They're just not. Mm. Okay, where were you going to go? You was going to say something. What were you looking at?
Let's talk about.
I see Oz's legs when he's making his faces.
Let's talk about the Chicago Bears. The quarterback search is over. The Chicago Bears have went out and acquired Andy Dalton for quarterback. You thought I was going to say another name? No. No.
Did we actually think we were going to get him? Who actually thought that he was going?
So y'all went out and got Dak Prescott's backup from the Dallas Cowboys to be a new quarterback. So the good news is the Trubisky days are over, but you got Andy Dalton. Comments?
I think my comment can best be summed up in the meme that I saw. They said, Bears fans, we can't do no worse. And then they showed the Michael Jordan, and I took that personally from The Last Dance. And I just took that personally that we can't do any worse. Mr. Trubisky, you can't do worse than that.
You went and signed a backup. Like he had a good season during when Dak was injured, but still, you signed a backup quarterback.
It's tough being a
Bears fans so thought Russell Wilson was going to end up in Chicago, which I don't even know if Russell Wilson was ever really on the market. I think some sports writer made that up to generate clicks. I think it was made up because I just started hearing this story. I haven't heard anything from Seattle or from Russell Wilson's camp. It's like all I'm seeing is these sports writers saying Russell Wilson's unhappy in Seattle. Chicago, one of the teams he's interested in going to.
Destinations.
They had Dallas on there too, but they proved that was to be bullshit because then they immediately signed Dak Prescott, so they re-upped with him. So it's like he's clearly not going there and shit yet because they just re-upped with Dak. Y'all just making up shit now. It's like
they're not letting go of Russell. Seattle is not letting. Why would they let him go?
Yeah, I said no, we're not trading him. They finally put an end to the bullshit. And then around the same time with the Bears, that was the Andy Dalton side. They say, no, we're not trading him. They knock it off and shit. We're not trading Russ.
So the Bears like, we gotta do something now. Yeah, it's hard being a Bears fan at times because, yeah, what we deal with on a regular.
You could have had the funny shit is instead it's Trubisky shit should have never happened. Bears could have drafted Patrick motherfucking Mahomes. They decided to pass on him and they wanted Mitchell Trubisky. Could have drafted Mahomes and then it wouldn't even been a problem. A Super Bowl MVP you could have had. But y'all wanted Trubisky and shit. Who you didn't even re-sign. You got him the fuck out of there and shit.
But my thing is like the quarterbacks, who's the Bears' best quarterback that we've ever had? Like, have we ever had a good Jay Cutler? That's what it is.
Quarterback in franchise history. A lot of people like McMahon, but McMahon wasn't that good to me. Like the Bears just had a great defense and they had Walter Payton. That's what made that team.
Walter Payton, you said, yeah.
Yeah, Payton and then the defense, but the McMahon wasn't it, and the receivers were kind of like mediocre. Willie Gault, come on, but shout out Willie though, but
Willie Gault
on that and shit. So yeah, McMahon was it's really Jay Cutler, and that's saying something. If that's your franchise quarterback, yeah.
Rex Grossman was.
Kyle Orton was trash. Jim Miller was super trash and shit. Going through the history now.
I don't even know who
Hardball, like they had a washed up Cordell Stewart and shit. Like he was
washed up. Because had the Bears ever had a black quarterback? I was about to say
Cordell Stewart for like a season. He was like near the end of his career and shit. Like he was terrible and shit. Well, I remember when the Bears signed, it was like, yeah, we got a real quarterback now. I was like, then he was benched by the end of the season. They probably like 6 games in said no, go to the bench. Yeah, they started to back up for the rest of the season. It's like I told you that wasn't gonna work up. He's old.
What Andy Dalton does.
You're not getting full. You're not getting prime Cordell and shit. Come on, knock it off and shit.
If it's gonna be open this year, if like attendance is going to be,
NFL ain't canceling no games. I already know.
I'm saying when it's
probably going to be full stadiums by the fall. I'm predicting that. Yeah, I'm expecting the NFL to have full fucking stadiums.
Full capacity. Because I know that baseball, they are allowing.
Yeah, baseball is doing limited. Mm-hmm.
So maybe we might check out a baseball game this year to get the kids out. So maybe we might do that this year, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Since it didn't happen last year. So
the Bulls lately haven't been looking much better.
Yeah, they've been
to watch like the last 3 or 4 games. They've been hard to watch. Bulls need to make a trade. Trade deadline is coming up this week.
Mm-hmm.
Bulls need to make a trade.
And here's the thing about it: these losses that they do, they're tough losses because it's like they're not finishing. That's what it is. They're not finishing the game. Oh. They're not finishing.
Can't close.
Right. It's like, what the hell? Like, what are y'all doing? Like Jamal.
My timeline posted a meme. It's like, what do the Bulls and 7-Eleven have in common? They never close.
They never close.
That made me laugh.
The little card broke my heart the other day. Jamal Murray. I was just like, when he sent the game to overtime, I said, we definitely lose it. When he hit that shot, I was like, oh shit. I was like, that's the end of this. Even though it was just a tie to send to overtime, I was like, no
way the Bulls were going to win that overtime. No way it was going to happen. They were up by like 20 on the Spurs and lost. It's like the fucking Spurs. And it's not the Spurs that were winning titles. Like the Spurs are kind of trash now. Yeah, they kind of trash now with
just Patty Mills, basically.
Yeah, and Patty Mills and DeRozan. Yeah, they low-key trash now, the Spurs.
But here's the thing. Like, they always, like, the Spurs is a team that you can never discount because, like, they're just so well coached. Popovich is just such – he's just that good of a coach. Like, he can take like, C
Patty
players.
Mills and Rudy Gay and DeRozan and shit.
And make them look great. He can take C players. You know, like, just – Pop is just that good of a coach. He is. He knows how to rally his team. He knows how to – coach his teams to victories. He does. Popovich is just that good. But that broke my heart. But I said, but Jamal Murray, he really put a dagger in me because I really was like, okay. I said, yeah, they about to beat Denver. I'm like, yeah, they about to. And then they stopped scoring. I was like, oh no. And whatchamacallit, I'm sorry, he's not even low-key. He's trash. They need to get rid of Wendell. I'm sorry. I was trying to hold on.
Sucks, man.
I tried.
Never like to pick from there. You gotta go back in my timeline.
I tried to believe it. Yeah. I wanted to believe it. I was like, I'm gonna tolerate. I was rooting for you. I was really rooting for him. But it's like
top of the list of like people they trade. I think they should take a look at Drummond. He's out there. Like Cleveland is not gonna re-sign Drummond. I think he'd be an upgrade over Carter and shit.
Because Carter, he just. Like, he doesn't, okay, as in case you guys didn't, in case you guys didn't.
A little sports talk, Bears and Bulls now.
But what happened is that, like, with Carter, he makes boneheaded decisions. Like, he's always in foul trouble, for one. Like, on the games I've watched, Carter picks up his 4th foul. Like, why are you in foul trouble? What's going on? And then he gets rinsed by the rim. Like, if you got if you got Jokic, people like that, like, real, you know.
He's not a rim protector. Then that's what he was supposed to be like that. People always like rave when he was like when he got drafted. People raved about what a defender he was, but
he ran
against the real center. He gets bench slapped every time.
You go to the real center, like Jokic is gonna arrest him. He is, but that's free cheese. Jokic is going every time you go into him, boop, 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 every time. Yeah, but people like that. Or if you go against Dallas Porzingis, like you go against a real, real centers,
Why not take a look at Drummond? Cleveland clearly don't want him and shit. Like, it would only call like Otto Porter. You probably like swapped it to, yeah. The salaries match and shit. Otto Porter for Andre Drummond. If Drummond sucks, guess what? He's expiring. Let him walk at the end of the season. It's not going to cost anything, but Otto, you're probably not going to re-sign Otto Porter anyway. Yeah. That's probably all it would take is like Porter. So I think Otto Porter for Drummond, I would do. And then try to, at least Drummond's a real center and shit. It's like,
another person I'm getting sick of, like, why is Archie Diacono playing like late?
Why is Archie even playing? Like, he shouldn't even be on the team.
Why is he?
He's chilling with Felicio at the end of the bench.
Why is he?
I don't know why. I don't know why Donovan keeps giving him in. It's like he's not good and shit. Why is Archie playing? Why is he still playing? Like, I get when they were tanking. Like, he's good for the tank. But, like, if you try to win, like assholes like that should not be getting playing time.
Well, like, we were watching
last season. It's when they were tanking. Clearly, you give him like 20 minutes. Like, I ain't damn when you trying to tank and shit.
I think it was the Spurs game we were watching, and then we was like, "Why is he playing late fourth quarter minutes?" Marcus, I'm like, "Get him out!" Like, what is going?
Why is Archie on the floor? He's not an NBA player, man. He belongs in the Windy City Bulls, is where he needs to be and shit.
And then when he was like. Open shot, open three. He didn't hit nothing. He hit air. Open three. How are you not?
Be at the chilling with Felicio and Luke and those guys. Like, that's where
that's your shot. You should open three. That's what you need to make. I dish to you. Like, I draw the double team. Like, if Zach is drawing the double team, I kick to you. Or whoever's drawing, the double team, then I kick to you. You need to make that.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing? Archie Diacono?
I really think they need to just give up on I still would give Kobe White another look. Like, he's give him maybe one more season to see what he does. But
I think that
rest of those guard pack guys, like, they need to go. Like, I'm done with Carter and even marketing. I think they should try to get something for him. Is like
I think it's value in marketing. I think they could actually switch him for something good. They could probably flip him for something actually good.
The trade that I wanted, which I don't think is available now because he's playing too well, is like I wanted Lonzo Ball.
Yeah.
I said marketing for him like at the beginning of the
Marcus did that too, but
you can't get him now. Like, he's playing too well, so there's no way that it's like Minnesota is going to be not Minnesota. I mean, New Orleans is going to be like, what else you got? They're going to want more and shit. I would include Kobe White if they wanted him. I think I would definitely, if it was marketing White and maybe a first rounder, I would do that. Yeah, why not? It's like Lonzo Ball would definitely fit with Zach. Like, they would be perfect together. I think you got Lonzo, Zach, and then do that Drummond trade. You don't have a bad looking starting lineup. Then you have Lonzo at the point, then Zach at the 2, Pat Will at the 3, and then you would Thaddeus Young at the 4 and Drummond at the 5. Like, you could make the playoffs with that team. You could make the 8 with that lineup. I think you could, yeah. And see what happens. It's like, and you're not really giving up much and shit. You're giving up a bunch of that.
Now, which McCall can go back to the bench and be the energy guy. Satoransky can be.
Otto could be back up. Lonzo.
That would be good because I think Sato is a good. He's a good
point guy. He's not a backup.
He's a good backup. He is. He can definitely play. He's a good backup. He is.
But I definitely would have looked at Alonzo.
Yeah, but they
want him because I think people give him a bum rap because of his father.
His daddy, yeah. Like, people don't like his daddy. That's what it is.
He's a real point guard. Like, dude is he would be part because he's the perfect play. You need a true point guard next to Zach. You don't need a ball dominant. That's why the Kobe White and Zach didn't work. They're too similar. Both of them are like ISO players. So it's not gonna work. Like, you got 2 ISO cats out there. So that's why Kobe White went back to the bench because Satoransky is more he's more of a traditional point guard, not an ISO guy. Yeah.
Like, he knows how to make the correct plays because as a point guard, it's your job to you're the coach on the floor. It's your job to make the correct play to score points for your team.
2 guys going ISO, like, it's not going to work. That's why they switched out Kobe White from it. They tried it. It didn't work. So, like, I think Lonzo would have been the perfect point guard to put next to Zach. I think that would work. But it's probably too late to get him now. I think Lonzo played him. He played his way too valuable now. So you're not going to be able to trade for him. He is a free agent, so maybe you could sign him in the offseason. I don't know how much cap space the Bulls are going to have, but maybe you can try to – with it, Otto Porter's out of here. There's money there. Otto Porter's making like $27 million. That's like, get him the fuck out of there. This
is the end of Felicio's contract.
Felicio off the books, yeah.
Felicio made like $8 million a year.
He made like $32 million the time he was here.
He's making like $8 million.
4 years, yeah. Dude made over $30 million and shit. Who pays over $30 million for a bench warmer?
Who does that?
Garpax made that signing.
Who does that? He's not even good. Like he's not even good.
He wasn't good when he signed it. It's not like he fell off. Right. When he signed the contract, he was a bum then and shit. It's like, it's not like he was good and then it's like fell off. Like, what happened? It's like, no, he was never good and shit.
Whenever somebody has a deal like that and they're not a good player, I always say you have some eyes wide shut pictures. That's why I say you got some eyes wide shut shit on the person and you're like, hey, I got these pictures. Mm-hmm. And that's where it is. How you guys
wanted Lonzo, just for the record, I wanted him back in the beginning of the season, like October and November, because New Orleans, like I don't think they're gonna re-sign him. So I wanted Lonzo then. People said, no, man, I don't know, man. I don't like, LeVar Ball, you really like, I'll take LeVar Ball over what they got now.
They're taking the package. That's what it is. They're taking because it's like, well, you get Lonzo, you get LeVar. They're like, that's a package deal. You get his daddy, and people can't look past getting his daddy.
They've been watching his brother in Charlotte. Man. LaMelo killing, man. Woo. LaMelo Ball is going to win the Rookie of the Year. Like, he been, like, killing it out in Charlotte. Jordan made a good pick for a change. Shout out Michael Jordan. Yeah. Because Jordan gets a bum rap for some of his picks. Like, he definitely hit the home run on this one. That's his first ever. Once Kwame Brown, that's his first ever. It was all downhill from there. It's like,
Kwame Brown real quick.
Mike's first. That was 20 years ago. Yeah, 2001 draft. 20 years ago when Jordan made that Kwame Brown pick. Remember that shit. That's how old I am. I remember Jordan.
We all to remember that. We all to remember it.
The Kwame Brown pick, but we'll see what happens. Like, hopefully, because the deadline was an easy day for you to remember. The deadline is March 25th, so it's definitely an easy date for you to remember. It's a little Boo Boo's birthday. 6 years old. Little Ari.
6-year-old, no, she's growing up too fast. Mm-hmm. And if you ask her when we say, how are you going to be on your birthday? She says 16. We say, no, you're not going to be 16. I'm not ready for those years yet. We can wait on the teen years. It's like, no.
Sorry to have big fun with the wretched.
No.
The other day I meant to text you. They still air the Cosby. Say the only station that still airs them and shit.
What's TV1?
TV1 is the only one that still airs.
I just watch on Amazon Prime whenever I want to watch it.
I just happened to be like certain, and then I saw the shit on. And I was like about to go off this morning. It was like Friday. It was on. She was yelling at her on the couch. I was like, I should hit the kid. I said, no, I was about to. By the time you turn it on, it'll be off.
Big Fun with the
Wretched. Was on. It's just like it just aired a couple of days ago. I was laughing at Big Fun with the Wretched. But we'll see what happens. Hopefully, something happens by the 25th. That's the trade deadline. We shall see. Anything else, kid?
That's pretty much it for me.
Let's wrap this motherfucker up then.
Yes.
Definitely appreciate each and every one of you supporting Not Another Damn Podcast. You want to support us further, here's how. Give that Facebook fan page a like. Still out of Facebook jail, yeah. Also, you can subscribe, share, rate, review on all of your platforms. I'm talking about Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, SoundCloud, iHeart, TLC Talk Radio. What up, Tasha? Also, get at us on your Amazon Alexa devices. And if you want to see us, check us out on YouTube, a little something like. That'll work. Follow me at Ozman the Wizard on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Oz Radio on Snapchat and Facebook as well. Also, if you like your 90s and 2K classics, a work in progress is my OzRadio.net, the bomb station. Still working on it.
And you can check me out, MSIMA8626 on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Also, STR8GULLEY1 on Twitter, STR8GULLEY7 on Instagram. Also, please like the Straight Gully Facebook fan page. Check out straightgully.com for your blogs and your vlogs. And for your video production needs, check out straightgullyproductions.com.
Well, I'm Ozman the Wizard.
And Naima.
We will talk to you later.
Bye.
I'm gone.